everyone. Welcome to the Stepped Up Nurse podcast. I believe that you have enjoyed yourself so far in all our series that we have posted. If you have not watched any of our podcasts, do well to go back and check some of our podcasts from the past and enjoy the journey. Today, I have with us a very, what word will I use? I don't even know the grammar to use. She's a phenomenal nurse. And her name is Chinaza Blessing Uzo. I know that your head has every right to swell up right now.
It's swelling already. It is swelling already.
It's good to have welcome Nurse Blessing. How are you today?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm fine. As you can see, I'm fine.
I'm
To the
really
glory
glad
of God.
for today. Thank you so much for deciding to be with us and to be our guest today. So today we are going to be talking about your nursing journey, and we will be highlighting a lot of amazing things about you. This person we have on the call today is a class student. So tell us, let's go back, let's backtrack. How did your and I need your voice to be up because I know you are gentle. You'll be talking gently
I'm
now.
not gentle. No, I'm not gentle. I am not. I'm not
Okay, so
gentle.
your child, what led up to your getting into the nursing profession? How did your primary school journey go? How did your secondary school journey go? Please share with us.
Okay, my primary school. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, first of all. Thank you, ma'am, my mentor. You're a great mentor, a phenomenal woman, worthy of emulation, I clicked at that link on LinkedIn when I saw your achievements. The recent one, your master's degree from Liverpool University. So I was amazed. I needed to draw close to tap in. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me here today. I'm so grateful. I do not take it for granted. Okay, thank you. So, diving into your question, how did my primary, secondary school go? Okay, my primary school and secondary school, they went well, but not really the standard that everyone would want. Let me start with my primary school. Like I stopped primary school at primary 5, second term. I didn't complete primary 6. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a reason behind that. When I'm supposed to start school, I was living with somebody as a maid, so they couldn't put me on school. So when I came back, my dad was like, no, a big girl like me, why should I still be in primary school? So he had to put me in primary 5 and all that. Okay, sorry, it's a mistake. It's primary 5 that I didn't finish. I finished primary 6, yes. I did primary 5 first term, then I didn't do second and third term. My daddy now had to move me to primary 6. There I wrote the exam, the common entrance exam and all that. So it wasn't all that nice, but I was still doing well. I was still doing well when I was in Lagos. I can still remember the name of my school, Local Authority Nursery and Primary School. I was one of their staff actually. Yeah, I was. Anytime they come for competition, quiz, I'll be the one they will pick. In fact, I was in primary 5. They made me.
You got
You
to
said
primary
what?
5. That's local authority. Was this your primary
Yes,
school where you got to primary 5? Okay.
yes. Look, I was in primary 5 when I was still there in Lagos. Local Authority
Okay.
Nursery and Primary School is the name of this school. They even made me their assistant head girl right in my primary 5. So
Oh,
that was it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about your primary school, your secondary school education. How did you get into secondary school? And then what are the challenges that you faced before you got into secondary school?
Okay, the challenge. Thank you for having me once again. The challenges I faced before getting into secondary school were just finance. Yeah, it was just financial challenge because if not financial challenge, I wouldn't have gone to live with an auntie at Lagos that showed me pepper. But actually,
Well,
they showed me pepper that sometimes like I was really traumatized even till now. If I remember it, like if I see anybody maltreating their maid, it kind of tends to bring back that memory. that trauma again kind of tends to bring it back. But I'm fine. I'll be fine by the grace of God. So it was
Hmm.
majorly financial challenge. Still same in
Hmm.
secondary school, it was financial challenge. I had to start working on people's farm in my secondary school through the help of my elder sister. So I usually work on people's farm. Yeah. Not just that, we also sell firewood. Like we enter the bush,
Oh,
we
wow,
enter
this
the
is
bush, cut down firewood, then sell them. Then there's this thing that again they used to call this black cherry. I don't know if you know it. It's more common here in Igbo. There's one black shell. We'll go to the bush, pluck it, and come and sell. In fact, I even have a mark. One day I fell from the tree when I climbed. So I have the mark on my skin from um from that incident. So my primary and secondary school, they weren't funny. So I now stopped at SS2 first term. Yeah, SS2 first term after I was made the deputy senior prefect. Yeah, that was where I stopped. I didn't continue because of finance. So I had to join fully in my mama's upper business and start selling the upper. Yeah, like it was mine. Then
okay.
I
You came back
registered.
home. You came back home to join your mom with her business in her business.
Yes, I stopped school. I stopped at SS2 first term. I stopped at SS2 first term to join my mom fully in the upper business. Like I took it away from her, like to do the business. I kind of restructured it and started doing it. And it was
Hmm.
really moving. Yeah, it
Hmm.
was. It was.
So are you saying that
It
well,
was really moving.
but you left Lagos and went back home to the east, right? Which state is that? Where were you living?
Okay, where I was living in the east.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Anambra is Anambra State.
Yes, so in Anambra, you were doing the upper business for your mom. That's where your family was, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
Anambra in Anambra State.
So you left Lagos and went back to Anambra and continued your mother's upper business, right?
Yes, I left Lagos. I left Lagos in my after my primary five. I left when my
Okay.
father learned that I missed school. I've missed school, like I haven't been attending school. They delayed in putting me in a school. So I don't know, according to my father, he said he was feeling that I'm not comfortable. So he told them to bring me back home. So when he brought me, I was still in primary five. So he had to
Okay.
stop that primary five. I only did primary five first term at that school, local authority nursery and primary school. So
Okay.
then he now had to register me in primary six to continue from there.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you got into GS1 in Anambra State, right?
Yes, yeah, Ashdiki Most Memorial Secondary School. That's the name of the school where I got admission to JSS1.
Okay, okay, okay. And that was where you ran your process till you got to SS2, right?
No, 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 no. I stopped at JSS3 because my dad, any school that I enter, you're not giving what he wants. He's not seeing it in me. He will change me immediately. So they
Ah,
were trying. It got to JSS3. Yeah, they were trying. But it got to JSS3 when the teaching mode and everything changed. So he had to put me in another school to continue from my SS1. Yeah, so it was in
o-
that school in SS1 that I continued till I now quit secondary school and joined my mom in the upper business.
okay, okay. So from there, how did things go? What were the challenges you experienced before you could get into nursing school?
Okay, the challenges was is just still the finance, every morning wake up, you go and sell up, but you wake up we usually wake up around 3 a.m., sometimes 2 a.m. We'll prepare our
Ah,
bar, then we'll go and sell. It's every day journey. So imagine I will sell after selling that day because we started small. After selling that day, I will still go to market. There's another place they call Navy. I sell this up at Ozoblo, a town. There's another town called the Navy. So that's where we usually go and buy the raw okpa. So imagine I'll go there, buy it, sieve it. If you see my palms, oh my God, they were black and very strong. You cannot recognize it then. So it was suffering. It was suffering. I was really suffering. I mean, I was really suffering. Yeah, I was. But look at where we are now today. So those challenges, I was still interested in school though, but I was like, let
Okay.
me help out. Yeah, let me help out first before entering school first.
So how long did you do the upper business before you went to nursing school?
Okay, 2 years. I did it for 2 years.
Okay, so what
Two
happened?
frustrating years.
Why
Yeah.
did you when did you decide that you were going to, or what happened that you decided to go to nursing school?
Okay. I've always wanted, not really nursing, yeah, medicine though. I've always wanted to go to school. I love school so much, yes. So when I joined that in fact, going to market every day under the rain, sun, I'm always there. So I was now frustrated, I really want to go to school, but there is no money. So when I said, okay, let me go and marry now, so that my husband will train me. I nearly got
Okay.
married actually. Yeah, I
Okay.
nearly got married. They fixed everything and all that. As Holy Spirit will have it. Woke up one day. I said, no, this is not me. I said, I'm not doing. Please, please, please. I need to go to school. They even convinced me. There's one nursing school in that side. You go. I said, it's a lie. That's how we used to talk. When you marry the person, now the person will start giving birth, no school. So I refused. And that was where I now got admission. I had to Immediately I refused. Already I've written JAMB and applied at Anambra State University, though not nursing science. I was given biological science. So I was not like, why is this admission delaying? Okay, let me marry. Before Holy Spirit now said, don't marry. I had to retrace my steps. Then after like a week, maybe 2 weeks, I canceled the marriage that I'm not marrying again. Like, but nothing has been done yet. Nothing has been done.
They've
I
not
said
paid
I'm not
the
married again.
price,
So
right? The man that
no, they haven't paid their price.
you said
You said what?
your
I didn't hear you.
the man that not paid your bride price yet at that time.
No, he hasn't paid. He hasn't.
Okay, so what
We're just preparing. Yeah.
was his reaction? Were they angry or did they accept your decision? And the fact that God spoke to you and told you not to go ahead with the marriage.
No, he wasn't angry, but as human that he is, he felt it though, but he wasn't really angry because right from time I told him my decision. He was the one that tried to convince me to get married. But when I had to tell him I'm standing in my decision, he got to understand. Thank God, nothing much has really been done. Nothing much, as it was just introduction that they came for. Yeah,
Okay.
we did introduction. We're not planning. They collected leads. They how they collect leads. We're not planning. Okay, which day are they gonna come? Before I had to tell them, don't come again. No, I've changed my mind. I'm not interested anymore. I want to go to school. So and my father was not really in support of me getting married. He didn't want it, but he felt like maybe that's what I want. So he doesn't want to influence my decision.
Oh,
He said he wanted to allow me have it, but he was so happy
oh,
when I said I'm not marrying again. He said, this is my
oh.
daughter
He
now.
was
So
praying for you. He praying, no, maybe it was his prayer that God answered and spoke to you directly that okay, oh,
yes,
let's speak to the owner of the life. Maybe she will say I'm not marrying again.
yes. I think my parents' hands are on it. They prayed, and I thank God for that prayer because it really helped me. If I had married, I'm not sure I'll be where I am today. Yeah, I'm not
Mm.
sure. So that was it. I had to.
The one
If as
you
God will
had
have it, to show that.
Did you know the person you wanted to marry? That person that wanted to marry you that time.
Yeah,
Um did you have any relationship? Did you like him or it was just somebody from somewhere?
okay. If they say like we didn't, but I know him. Not like I knew him. He was my customer. He whenever he comes back to east, yeah, whenever he comes back to east, he will come and buy up. But I didn't know him as my customer. I didn't know he was the one that said he's my customer that usually come and buy up. I told him I have not noticed you. I don't know because you are one-off customer. You are not steady. So I don't know. He said he usually buy up, but then he'll be admiring me anytime he comes. So he was not the one that said, let's go and do test. So he not talked about marriage. We went around test. It was compatible. Actually, I'm the one that made it compatible because he was AS. Why me? I was AA. So he was so
Okay.
happy. Hey, that he has found a wife. And last, I told him, no, 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 I'm so sorry. And to show you that
Hmm.
God really supported me, to show you that his God's hands work. 2 weeks, either 2 weeks or a week after I cancelled it, I got admission. I got admission at Anambra State University for that biological science. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So from biological
Mhm.
science, how did you move to nursing? How did things change, and how did you afford the fees?
Okay, no, I wasn't the one paying the fees. I was under sponsorship. Yeah. A friend was sponsoring me then. It wasn't me. A friend was
Okay.
sponsoring me together with my parents. Yeah. My parents and a
Okay.
friend, two of them, they joined hands together to sponsor me at Anambra State University. Then you asked how did I move from biological science to nursing, right?
Not.
Okay. I was there. Actually, I usually, sorry to say this, I usually see nurses there is orientation. Don't blame me as quack nurses because I used to see all these auxiliary nurses. So because of the auxiliary nurses I used to say nurses they are quack, they are med to doctor. It was orientation, no. It
Hmm.
was orientation. But it was when I got into the profession I knew child. What was I delaying so long? There was my mentor then in secondary
Hmm.
school. He was the one that was telling me, go into nursing, go into nursing. I said, leave me alone. I don't want to do nursing. It's medicine, it's the orga I want to do, not
Hmm.
nursing.
Hmm.
So when I got to Anambra State University, I checked biological science. What are they doing? I don't even understand what they are doing. My mind was not into it. I didn't really understand. In fact, ah, ah, my intelligence, this I was not even seeing it. I was not putting it into practice, into action. Hi, I said,
Hmm.
no, 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 I don't know what I am here doing. I'm wasting time. Let it not be that I'll
Hmm.
graduate from this school. The person that didn't go to school will be better than me. So I said, no,
Hmm.
I'm not going to continue. That was when I now
Hmm.
remembered my mentor said, go into nursing. Since you have looked for admission in medicine, you didn't see it. Why not try nursing? That was when I started. It was just a
Hmm.
spontaneous decision. I just woke up one day and said I'm not doing again. My friend was surprised. I told her I'm not doing again in this school. I thank God it was jam period. I had to register for jam, another jam actually. Yes.
This
So I
you
registered, wrote it.
university. Is it the
You
state
say what?
university? You left the
Yes.
school and retook jump again.
No, I was still in the school when I wrote the jam. I was still there. Yes, I didn't leave
Okay.
completely. Yeah, so I because I forget it. So I was still holding on to that one. Then I wrote
Okay.
jam. While I wrote the jam, there was another school I went to, one school of nursing. Our ladies school of nursing here, still at Anambra State. Then
Okay.
they told me they told me that they have finished application. They now directed me to one school like that still at Nnewi. I said, okay.
Okay.
So how I came about coming to my school, it was the following morning I prepared to go to the school, but because I held one position in the school too, I was the editor in chief of my department. So we just finished orientation for year ones. I'm among the year one, but I was still editor in chief. So we just finished our own orientation. So they were like, we should give accounts. So I was worrying our president. I was like, President, do. I want to go to Adaziana School of Nursing. There's one school of nursing there. So what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to look for admission. He now mentioned my school, the school I graduated. I said, why not go to Evangel University, Akeze? I said, which one is right? Where is it? He said Ebonyi State. I said, wow, my own state, because I'm from Ebonyi State. So I was so happy when he told me it's in Ebonyi State. And I said, okay, this is an opportunity for me to reconnect back to where I'm from because I was
Yes.
born and brought up in Anambra. I was born and brought up in Anambra. So I said, wow. So I'm going to my state. At least let me know their culture. Let me know their way of
Yeah.
life. That was
Yeah.
how I got in touch with my school. Then the jam result was out. I had to apply, and as God will have it, I secured it. They gave it to me, and that's it. I'm forever grateful to God.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Were you the first set of nursing students that they had in that school? They already had some sets before you came on board.
No, I was not the pioneer set. We're the second. We're the second.
Okay, you were the second set, right?
Yes, second set. Yes.
Okay. Okay, okay. I was not saying in that school compared to other schools. Was it a smooth process? Did you enjoy your process as a student nurse there?
Anything that has to do with nursing is not enjoyable. I did not enjoy anything, anything that has to, anything that has to do with nothing is not enjoyable. It was another.
For this answer you gave, I didn't know that you will give this answer. It's actually true because I just had to ask that question. Think you to say
It's not, nothing cannot be enjoyed anywhere, not anywhere.
I can imagine. So how many people were in your class? How did you come about getting maintaining your CGPA and becoming coming out first class? How did you manage to do that?
Okay, I think we were about 113 in my 100 level. Yeah, we're 113 in nursing in my 100 level. So then from 200 level, when they increased school fees, our number dropped. But the number we graduated with was, I think, 98. Yes, it was 98
Okay.
students that graduated. I mean,
Wow.
not really that all of us graduated at once. So, some people still had carryovers and all that. But we're at 98 as at the time we were graduating. So, and the second question, how was I able to get that first class? How was I able to maintain my CGP, right? That's your second question.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Actually, yeah, it's true that I had the mind of first class and not just first class, a BGS, best graduating student too. So this was my initial plan. But after year one, I changed plan. It wasn't, I was like, it wasn't working because COVID-19
Mm,
affected us. Yeah, COVID-19 affected us then.
mm,
It really affected us
mm,
in the sense that after my first semester there, we couldn't write the first semester exam because of
mm,
COVID-19. So we had to go
mm.
home and we're not doing online classes for second semester through Zoom. We'll write a quiz, not exam, quiz online at Zoom.
Ah,
So it was not really funny. Sometimes you will not have data, sometimes network. When a lecturer gives quiz online, then you don't have network. If you submit late, he will tell you no, the time has elapsed and all that. So it was not really a good one. It though helped
mm,
us, that Zoom class helped us. At least we graduated at a cut time. But the there were some challenges. There were some challenges. So when the second semester was over and COVID-19 too, the lockdown was lifted. We had to come back to school. So we were writing some days, 2 or 3 papers every day. We're combining, we wrote first semester exam, then after 1 week, we wrote second semester exam. So it was not easy. This is first semester you have finished since. You finished first
mm,
semester since, I think since February. And you're writing the
mm.
exam. Was it November? You're writing the exam November. And you're combining it with second semester. So it was not really easy for me and others. So there was a day I think I had 3 papers that day. So I read for 2. I didn't read for 1. There was no time to
Mm.
read for 1. So my roommate, they advised me, oh yeah, bring past question for that one, read. That is past question they used to set. And if you check it from their record, it's actually past question. So I read past
Mm.
question with confidence now. I entered the exam board. They did not repeat that past question. It
Ah.
was right then, it was right there that I knew carryover is there. So I started crying immediately, Sayawal, because you did not open your book to read. The lectures were online, you missed it. So what exactly are you writing? So it was there that I knew I was going to have carryover. And I
You
had
lost
that carryover. So I cried my cry inside exam hall. I didn't want to meet anybody. I didn't want to meet any lecturer because me, I said, I'm not going to meet anybody for anything. Despite being a course rep, yeah, I was still a course rep. Despite being a course rep, I didn't meet anybody to help me out. So when results
Oh.
came, I saw my carryover now. I had to cry my cry again. But that carryover was an encouragement. That was when I knew
Mm.
failure. Failure is not it's not the final say. When you fail in life, it's a lesson. You should learn a lesson from it and sit up. In fact, it was that failure that pushed me. The stress I passed through to write that carryover. I said to myself, I'm not going to have carryover ever again, because I wrote 3 letters 3 good times to Senate to approve extra unit load for me to be able to accommodate that case. So each time I write, is either that the person did not submit it or the person did not see the letter. So it was so stressful for me till they approved it. I said to myself, never, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to. That was what happened for that one. So I sat up from there. I sat up. But before sitting up, I went to a lecturer with that my CGP when the result for year one came out. It was my CGP then was 4.17, regardless of the carryover. It was 4.17. So I went to the lecturer. I said, please, sir, with this my CGP, can I still make my first class? He said no. Hey. So when he said no, I can't make first class with it. So I lost hope. I said, oh. Hello, can you hear me, ma?
Continue, please.
Okay. Then after my 200 level, it was after my 200 level that somebody saw my result. The person came to me and said, Chinaza, your result for this semester is first class. I said, I think I see that is first class. It was 4.58. It was because I didn't think about it. I was just writing my exams. She said it's 4.58. I said, wait, it's till I see and confirm. Until they pasted the result, I saw it myself. It was 4.58. I said, wow, there's hope for me. Oh, I had to sit up. That was when I sat up.
Came from nowhere.
that was when I sat up. Really, I said, okay, there's hope for me. So I sat up immediately, and what I did was each semester I look at my results. I see the areas I have lapses. Like if I get a C, I'll tell myself you're not gonna score C again in the next semester for this particular course. For courses that are 2 semesters, that was how I did it. I said I'm not gonna score C again. Then once I had B, I'll tell myself you have to move it to A. So anyone I score below, I'll tell myself I have to move it to another one. Yeah. So what I was doing then is A and B. I said if I miss A, let me land on B. But C is never an option for me. And as God will have it, from the moment I made that decision, C was never an option. It never came to my result again. And the way I studied, oh my God, it was cool. I didn't have any social life actually. In school, I didn't have any social life, and I'm still trying now to adjust to see if I will have social life. I'm not on any social media. Check me on Facebook. Then I was not on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I was not on any of those. I have an account with them, but you cannot see me there. You hardly see me there. You hardly. I don't have business with them because there were distractions. The only place I had business with was WhatsApp, because that's where I get to that's where I get to communicate with my course mates. Yeah, that was the only way I had business with. I was if then programs, you can't see me in any programs. I'm sorry to say these church programs I was not attending, but I was not a born again. I was not a born again, because tell me why I will not attend church program now. I was not a born again. Yeah, I was not a born again then.
So I did not speak to you to stop that marriage. The marriage you stopped at that time. We will assume that you had a relationship with God, a good relationship with God, for God to speak to you and tell you to stop that marriage. So what's the relationship? What happened?
Yeah, I had a relationship with him before I left for school. When I entered school, relationship. Yeah, when I entered school, I was not going to church again. I had this mentality that I'm here for school. I'm here to get a certificate and go. I'm not here to be attending church program. If I go home, I will attend church. I left when I entered school. I left my maker. And if you ask me then, am I praying? I'll tell you, leave it. The prayer my mama is praying covers me. I'm under immunity.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So how did you find yourself? Why did you come back to God?
Okay, how I came back to God is my husband. He's the one that
Mm.
yeah, he's the one that led me back to God. He's the one I met him. Yeah, I met him in my school. He was a lecturer in art and social science department. Yeah, so he's a lecturer in arts and social science department. So I met him in my school. So he's the one when we're still talking stage, say church. I told him I before he could ask me, I said, let me tell you, see all those church programs. I don't understand it. I'm not interested. I don't used to go for church programs. He didn't talk. He said, okay. Because if he had spoken, say something that time, I'll block him. Yeah, we're still in the talking stage now. So I can block him. So he just kept quiet. It was when we now became closer, he now said I should be going to church. He was like that's I shouldn't on a Sunday service like the morning like this, I'll be deliberating whether to go to church or not. Like going to church is not like it's not under consideration. It's not something you deliberate. You must go to church every Sunday. You cannot
Mm.
deliberate on it. I said, okay, I was going small, small. The day that I did not go, if you ask me, I'll say I went. Because if I say I did not go, problem will start. I would say, I'll tell him I went. Okay, it was from there, he got to introduce me to one lady in school. She was my level mate. Then we're level mate, we were not the same classmate. So he introduced me to her. So she will help bring me up. So, and she began
Okay.
that work. Yeah, she began the work, started fasting, started giving me fasting. At that time, I was yielding. I was now ready to go back to my maker. So I was yielding. And
That
she
was
led
you
me
were
back.
300 then or final year or 200
I
level.
was still, okay, yeah, I was in 400. Yes, 400. Yeah. I think it was second semester 400 level. Was it? Yeah.
Mm.
The second semester 400 level. It was the finals. So I was now, when I realized, when I became born again, I sat down to think. I said, Jesus Christ, what? You mean I was not going to church? And I was saying all those rubbish. I felt so ashamed of myself. I said, God, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I'm so, so sorry. Maybe I might have even deceived some people with this thing I used to say, I'm not going to church, I'm
Mm.
not here for church. I might have deceived some people
Mm.
with it, and some people might
Mm.
have joined me without me knowing.
Mm.
I began to ask God, I said, God, I'm so sorry, forgive me. That was when
Mm.
I began a very serious with my work with God. And I tell
Mm.
you, if I hadn't run back to God, there's no how I would have
Mm.
graduated with this class, because towards my finals, Satan came. There was no how
Mm.
I would have if I didn't yield on
Mm.
to God.
What
Yes.
happened?
Yeah.
I said, what happened in your finals that you said if not for God, you wouldn't have had the first class?
Okay. No way. In my finals, just that we're having a lot of things. It was then to write nursing council. We had nursing council to write. We had midwifery to write. We have school exam to write and projects to write. All of these things happening in the same time, in the same time. So, oh, and again, for me to write all this exam and still maintain a good result, it was not easy. It was so hectic and so stressful that I had to commit it into God's hand. I said, God, come and do this one. It's time for you to start showing me now. Show me things. Like if I want to study for exam, I say, God, show me area of concentration. Oh. Let me not go and be
Mm.
wasting too much time in the places that doesn't matter. Of course, everywhere
Mm.
matters, but show me area of concentration. And I used
Mm.
to read, I used to read all my handouts. I finish it. If I do not finish my handout before entering exam hall, I'll be restless. So I finish all. But those particular stress area, there's how the Holy Spirit will make me. I'll be repeating them like summary. I'll be
Reading
repeating
it.
them all over. Yeah, reading them all over again. And that was how. And again, God helped me because the way I stretched my brain, I stretched it that time that my brain capacity. Oh my God, that was where I knew that this brain you can actually stretch it though.
Yes, you can.
It can contain a lot of things, but until you stress it, it can. It was then I knew that this brain is somehow elastic. You can stretch it. It contains a lot of information. So
Yes.
really stretched this brain. That me, I will sit on my reading table once they on the school gen by 7 p.m. at night. I will sit on that table and read till morning
Hmm.
without closing my eyes. There is no method I didn't use. I will dip my leg inside water. I will dip my leg inside water. Sometimes I will drink coffee. I will drink what's it called? Coffee, yeah. I will put it inside water and drink.
Hmm.
So I stopped doing that
Hmm.
one because that one was really affecting me. Once the
Hmm.
effect wears away, it
Yeah.
was affecting me. So I stopped taking coffee. So my new method was to be drinking Gary. Yeah,
Ah.
it's funny, but it's funny. And I actually introduced my roommates. I recruited them to join me to drink Gary at night when I'm studying. Like around that
Eh.
kind, 12 a.m., 3 a.m., I'll drink Gary. I'll drink Gary. And once I drink Gary, it's not digesting now. It will start making noise in my stomach. It will start disturbing me. So that discomfort is giving me will actually keep me awake. That was I recruited my roommate to join me in drinking. His word, but I said only we cannot be drinking Gary by this time. I drank Gary. I did. I This was what I was doing till my body system now adjusted to the new
Reading and
ways. Yeah, till my body
hmm.
system adjusted. I stopped taking all of those things. I just take snack, biscuit or leak sweets. That was what I was doing. Sometimes
Hmm.
there was a time. Of course I don't put on glasses before. It's through this nursing school that I started putting on glasses because I really
Hmm.
this my eye. Yeah, true. I had eye issues, but it hasn't gotten to the extent of putting on glass. But without glass, I still see though. But sometimes not that clear. So it
Hmm.
was because of too much reading, too much stressing. You will not sleep all night. You will not sleep. Say you are reading. So there was this thing I did. Hey, I'm not gonna try it again, and it's not good actually. But I said to myself, anything to pass, I'll do it. I will on my phone torchlight
Ah.
instead of turning it to my book. I'll point it at my eyes. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy the things I did. Instead of me to point it to the book I'm reading, I will point it to my eyes. So the light shining in my eyes, I wouldn't be able to sleep. It's paining me, and I'll be studying. So
Ah.
I really,
Hey,
it,
I
it's I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things that when I go back and look at some of these videos I made and remember all of this, I just laugh sometimes and I cry sometimes. I was like, well, it really paid off though. It really paid off.
Okay, I'm really happy to hear your story today. I'm sorry we have to go now. We have said everything that needs to be said. So anybody that
Of
is
course.
watching this video today, I'm sure they already know the shortcut to having first class in
Yeah,
nursing. Is
of
not in
course.
nursing, in course entirely. Thank you so much, nurse,
Yeah.
for being our guest. God bless you. See you in the next
Thank
video.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for having me.